Hello students, good morning. Let's continue at chapter 15 of class 12, that is ecosystem, and our topic is components of ecosystem, means the components which makes the ecosystem as functional. In this we have already studied about productivity and decomposition, and in today's class I am going to teach you about energy flow. Energy flow means when energy transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level. Then your question arises, what is trophic level and what are again its components. So let's understand it in brief. As we know, green plants are the chief producers on the earth for all the organisms, whether it is plant or whether it is parasitic plants or animals. Don't get astonished. Some plants are also parasitic who can't synthesize their food, so they also depend on some plants. So that's why I told you here that some animals, almost all the animals depend on green plants for the food. So how these green plants maintain to supply the food chain in different trophic levels? Out of 100% sunlight or radiation of the sun, as we know, only 50% incident ray falls on the earth. And out of 50% solar radiation are green plants. They are present on earth receives only 2 to 10% of it. Means this is called PAR. PAR means photosynthetically active radiation. Here 50% incident ray falls on the earth, out of which 2 to 10% of sunlight or solar radiation is used by the green plants for synthesizing their food. So we can say that how this is why the green plants not able to use all the 50% of incident ray. This is because the leaves of the plant are arranged in such a manner that only a few of the leaves or only some leaves are able to receive the sunlight and to synthesize their food. As we know, according to the second law of thermodynamics, you have studied in physics. According to second law of thermodynamics, there is a constant input or supply of energy takes place and that will never stop. Means always energy supply proceeds or continues in any ecosystem, that will never stop if the source is present. Means if the green plants are present, then there must be transfer of energy from one trophic level to another trophic level. So let's understand what are the trophic levels. Here we can define trophic levels. This is the level that acquired by any particular organism. Trophic level means acquired by any particular organism. So regarding to energy flow, that's our topic. There are different trophic levels, and the trophic levels are acquired by some organisms. Like this we can say as first trophic level. This is acquired by producers. Second trophic level, that are acquired by consumers. Again, consumers are divided into three types. So they are herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous. They are arranged in such a way that they make a pyramid. If we saw, then we can able to know how the pyramids placed. So this is the first trophic level in which producers are placed. As we know, producers acquire the maximum area. So here producers are more, that's why it is placed or it is termed as first trophic level. Then your second trophic level, that are acquired by consumers, means first primary consumer. This is primary consumer. We can write in short as PC. These are second trophic level. Next, third trophic level. This is acquired by secondary consumer. We can define as TC. This is producer, this is primary consumer, this is tertiary consumer, and this one is your, sorry, this is secondary consumer SC, and this one is your tertiary consumer, we can denote as TC. So when they are arranged, means producers, primary consumer, secondary consumer and tertiary consumer, there is an energy flow occurs. So let's see, like producers, green plants, here in primary consumer herbivorous, in secondary carnivorous, and in tertiary omnivorous. So in this way they are arranged and make a pyramid. Producers are all green plants, then primary consumers are herbivorous, those who eat herbs or green plants. Secondary consumers are those who eat, primary consumer means flesh of the animals or meat of the animals, and next tertiary consumer which eats or takes both green plants as well as the herbivorous. That's right. So here when the trophic level forms, here is a transfer of energy occurs, means the energy is produced by or prepared by the green plants, and when primary consumers eat, then the energy get transferred to primary consumer, and again from primary to secondary and secondary to tertiary. In this way energy transfer occurs. So how much energy one organism get and what are they formed? Here due to these trophic levels, there is formation of a food chain occurs. Food chain. And as we know, food chain is the process of eating and being eaten. Process of eating and being eaten. Food chain, where the organisms arranged on the basis of their food habit or food taking like a chain. They are jointed or interlinked to each other. So process of eating and being eaten is called as food chain. Here I want to tell you another thing, that any ecosystem is said to be complete if it has food chain, and a food chain always has limited trophic levels, means 3 to 4 trophic levels. And why this happens I will tell you later. First you see food chain. So this food chain is of different types, either DFC, detrivorous food chain, which is called detrivorous food chain, or GFC, grazing food chain. DFC and GFC. The energy input is maximum in GFC because this type of food chain takes place in living organisms, and this type of food chain is seen in dead organism, means after death of the organism the food chain get continued and all the organisms involved in it are detrivorous. That's why this is called detrivorous food chain. And you know that detrivorous are those organisms who degrade organic materials. We have already studied in the decomposition topic. So let's move. GFC, grazing food chain. So here I will give you an example how food chain occur in the ecosystem. So let's see. Here I am giving you that example of a crop field. Crop field, we can take crop field as an example of ecosystem. So let's see how crop field fulfills the rules of food chain. So we can see here that grass, you know, in the crop field grass is present. Grass is eaten by, suppose, grasshopper. Again grasshopper is eaten by frog. Frog is eaten by snake, and snake is eaten by eagle. So this is, we can say, first trophic level, second trophic level, third trophic level, fourth trophic level and fifth trophic level. But in the previous topic I have told you that food chain is always limited, means it contains 3 to 4 trophic levels, but here the example given by me to you is it contains 5 trophic levels. Then what will happen? Then the energy transfer from grass to grasshopper, grasshopper to frog, frog to snake, and snake to eagle will get decreased. That's why they are limited. So here what happened? Grass is eaten by grasshopper, and again grasshopper is eaten by frog. So the definition of food chain, the process of eating, grass is eaten by grasshopper and then being eaten. Again grasshopper is being eaten by frog. Same here, frog eats grasshopper, frog is eaten by snake, snake eats frog, snake is again eaten by eagle. So this fulfills how food chain occurs, or what is the definition of food chain. So this is food chain. Next we see how energy transfer takes place, and in ecosystem what type of pyramids are formed and how they transfer their energy to different trophic levels. So here we will study about 4 type of pyramids. We will study about, you can write this, we will study about 4 type of pyramids, that are pyramid of number, pyramid of biomass, pyramid of number, pyramid of biomass, and pyramid of energy, pyramid of energy. So here pyramid of energy is of 2 types, in which we will see, that is inverted. So pyramid of number is explained as when the number of producers and maximum, this will form like this, maximum, and the organisms in that ecosystem depend on it, is gradually decreases regarding to their number. As we know, if we count all the plants, then the number of plants must be much more larger than us. That's why this is the first trophic level. So this pyramid represents pyramid of number, means here the number gradually decreases. Next, pyramid of biomass. As we know, when we are studied about gross primary productivity and net primary productivity, the total organic mass of the biomass get decreased. So pyramid of biomass is also decreased when we compare its dry weight in kilocalorie inverse. So this also gives a sharp decline to the above. When we go above to the pyramid, means first, second, third and fourth. So this is your pyramid of biomass. Next is pyramid of energy. This will be studied by us in detail. Before it, pyramid, inverted pyramid. Inverted pyramid. What is inverted pyramid? When the number of producer is less and the number of consumer. This is the exception. Here the pyramid is sharply decreases towards the up. Here is also, but in case of inverted pyramid, it is means here producer, primary consumer. This is producer, this is primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, and so on. But in case of inverted pyramid, you can see, in case of inverted pyramid, the number of producer is less, means the pyramid is look like inverted. Here this is producer and they are consumer, means producers are less and consumers are more. So we can say that this type of pyramid, inverted pyramid, we can see in the ocean, as the phytoplanktons are the only source to synthesize food, and their number is little or less, and they synthesize food to supply the food chain to different species live in the aquatic medium. So as suppose question will arise why this is called inverted pyramid, because the number of producers are more lesser than the consumers. So this is called inverted pyramid, and this type of pyramid we can see in the oceans. So here the chief producers are phytoplanktons and consumers are zooplanktons, small fish and large fish, etc. So this is all about your different type of pyramid. Next moves to the important topic, that is energy pyramid. This is the most important topic, energy pyramid, and many times it come in your board exams also. So let's see how energy pyramid formed. This is, as we know, producer which acquires the first trophic level. This is primary consumer. This is secondary consumer. This is tertiary consumer. So let's see producers. Suppose producers receive 10,000 kilojoule of energy, kJ, from where? From sun, and they synthesize their food during photosynthesis. And out of 10,000 kilojoule, they only able to transfer 10% of it to the next trophic level, means to the primary consumer PC. This is SC, this is TC, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer. So out of 10,000 kilojoule, 10%, remember, only 10% energy will be transferred to the next trophic level. So here 10,000, then here 1000 kilojoule, here 100 kilojoule, here 10 kilojoule. So the energy transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level is only 10% out of the all energy. That's why this can be said that 10% law. And this law was given by Lindemann, the scientist Lindemann give this law, 10% law. So we can confirm that the reason why there are not so much food chain in any trophic level. You think if here another trophic level we add, then what happens? The energy here is 10 kilojoule, that will get 1 kilojoule, means the organism that is present at the top of the trophic level will get less energy. That's why there are not so much trophic levels in a food chain. It's another thing that where maybe some trophic levels are so much lengthy, but according to the rule, there must be 3 to 4 trophic levels present in any ecosystem or in any food chain to run the food chain smooth and get energy. All the organisms get sufficient energy. So here we can see that 10% energy. So if the question asks you what is 10% rule, 10% rule means when trophic levels are moved towards upward, then the energy get decreased. How get decreased? Of its 10%, means the upper trophic levels only get 10% of its lower trophic level, like this. If producers synthesize the food and get 10,000 kilojoule, then they will able to transfer only 10% of it to the next trophic level, and they will also transfer 10% and 10% as here 10% energy transfer. So this is called 10% rule. And again I am telling you, this rule is given by scientist Lindemann. Clear? So next is your, I will give you another example, that is your aquatic food chain in the next class.